Hello guys, welcome to our vlog. I am Kyle.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Sammy. Come join us, explore Intramuros.
Let's go!
Intramuros is a historic district located in the heart of Manila. The name Intramuros, which means within the walls in Latin, referring to its unique features of being surrounded by massive stone walls built during the Spanish colonial period in 16th century. Intramuros serves as the seat of government, religious institution, and commerce. It showcases Spanish colonial architecture, cobbled streets, and significant landmarks like Fort Santiago, Manila Cathedral, and San Agustin Church.
Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception was honored when Juan de Vivero, a secular priest, first constructed the cathedral as a straightforward parish in Manila in 1571. The only material used back then were nipa and bamboo. Bishop Domingo Salazar gave it the title of cathedral on December 21, 1581. Fort Santiago is the oldest Spanish bastion in the Philippines, situated inside the walled city of Intramuros in Manila. The site witnessed many historical events of the Philippines. The exact spot where Fort Santiago now stands was once a Muslim kingdom ruled by chieftain named Raja Sulaiman. Miguel Lopez de Legazpi built the fort for the newly established Manila city and named it after Spain's patron Saint James the Great. It also known as Fuerza de Santiago in Spanish or Moog na Santiago in Tagalog. In 1950, Fort Santiago was declared a shrine of freedom and restoration began the following year. Today, it stands as memorial to the victim of World War II and the sacrifices of the Filipino people pursuit of freedom.
The underground chambers of Fort Santiago were primarily used as a storage area for ammunition, provisions, and other supplies. These chambers were designed to withstand attack and protect the stored goods from fire or enemy invasion. In terms of prison cells, Fort Santiago had various detention areas where prisoners were held during the Spanish colonial period and later under the American occupation. One notable area is called the Dungeon of Fort Santiago, which is a series of dark and damp cells where political prisoners were held captive. The dungeon cells were small, cramped, and devoid of natural light, making them harsh and inhospitable environment. Prisoners were subjected to poor living conditions, including inadequate ventilation and sanitation. Many prominent Filipino nationalists and revolutionaries were in prison in Fort Santiago's dungeon, including Dr. Jose Rizal, a national hero of the Philippines. Today, the dungeon cells in Fort Santiago are preserved as part of the historical site and serve as a museum. Visitors can explore these prison cells, gaining insight to its harsh conditions endured by prisoners during the colonial period. The museum exhibits artifacts, photographs, and written accounts that provide a deeper understanding of the historical significance of Fort Santiago and its role in the struggle for Philippines independence. The Baluarte de Santa Barbara is a significant historical structure located within Fort Santiago. Baluarte de Santa Barbara, also known as the Santa Barbara Bastion, is one of the prominent bastions or defensive structures within the fort complex. It is named after Saint Barbara, the patron saint of artillerymen, due to its association with the fort's artillery defenses.
After a long walk in Fort Santiago, we now then proceeded to the next historical place, the Museo de Intramuros. The Museo de Intramuros comprises two important reconstructions, the San Ignacio Church and the Mission House of the Society of Jesus. As the name denotes, the complex now houses the vast ecclesiastical collection of the Intramuros administration. First built in 1878 by the Society of Jesus and completed in 1889. The San Ignacio Church, according to contemporaries, was said to be one of the most beautiful in Old Manila. Miller in 1906, who called it the jewel of Intramuros, described its interior as ravishingly beautiful. Camline 1908 stated that the charming splendor of this church will never fail to make the deepest impression upon the visitor, while O'Reilly in 1940 wrote that nowhere in the island will more excellent wood carvings be found than here. The church was the masterpiece of Old Manila's greatest artist. Don Felix Rojas, reputedly the most famous architect of the day, designed the structure, while grandmasters such as Isabelo Tampinco, Bispola Hoxton, Agustin Saez, and Manuel Flores, Francisco Rodoreda, and Hilario Sunico painstakingly decorated the interior and exterior of the building. It was, however, was destroyed during the Second World War, and its surviving ruins was adaptively reused as a commercial office building. Its acquisition by the government through the Intramuros administration in 1981 marked a renewed period of possibility. The reconstruction of the church was the goal, and this vision was realized in 2013 when the first cornerstones for the reconstructions was laid. The project signaled not just an important step in the development of Intramuros as a monument to the Hispanic era of Philippine history, as it also an important milestone in the promotion of the country's rich ecclesiastical heritage. In 2018, the reconstruction of the Mission House was completed and was finally opened to the public in 2019 on the occasion of the 40th anniversary of the Intramuros administration.
Morning guys, I am Kyle.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Sammy.
We are answering now our synthesis. So the first question is, looking back at the story you have just narrated, what life lesson or principle can we learn from it? What did you learn as you were doing this project? What are some lines that interviewee said that are worth remembering? How can you apply this lesson in your daily life and in your career? Looking back, I saw what Filipino revolutionaries have done in our country and their sacrifices in order to free us from the Spaniards. Even though they were outnumbered, the lesson that I can apply in my daily life and my career is that even times when I feel hopeless, I will find inspiration to keep going, serve the country, and be proud to be a Filipino. Next.
For me, historical places are physical embodiments of the past and serve as a link to our cultural heritage. By studying and preserving these places, we can better understand our roots, traditions, and the evolution of human civilization. Historical places offer valuable insights into the successes, failures, and lessons of previous generations. By studying these places, we can gain a deeper understanding of past events, societies, and the decisions that shaped them. This knowledge helps us make informed decisions in the present and avoid repeating mistakes. Exploring historical places fosters a sense of historical awareness and appreciation. It allows us to connect with the past on a personal and emotional level, creating a stronger bond with our collective history. By studying them, we can gain broader understanding of different societies and foster cultural empathy and respect.
Alright. Exploring places with historical significance often teaches us the importance of preserving our cultural heritage and understanding the struggles and triumphs of those who came before us. It can serve as a reminder of the resilience of a human spirit, the power of unity, and the significance of learning from history to shape a better future. It may also highlight the value of fortitude as we witness the strength and determination of individuals who faced adversities in the past. Overall, visiting such sites can give deeper appreciation for our shared history and encourage us to embrace the lesson learned to make a positive change in our own lives and future.
Question 2. Looking back at the term, what transformation happened in you because of SS032? What changes happened in your value system, sense of nationalism, habits, and daily lifestyle? It changed my perspective on history that we have to evolve and learn about our own history. Going into this museum has opened my eyes to the fact that Filipino really fought for our independence, and I should be aware of what's happening in the country and be vocal about social issues. I gained a new interest in reading and watching history. Next, please.
In this course, I get to know and appreciate more about Philippine history. and how important it is to be knowledgeable about the past events that has a huge impact right now, and that we can gain knowledge and lessons about those events. I get to read more a lot about news in order to read about factual information.
Next.
In this course, it changes the perspective. It changes my perspective about history. It gives me a sense of fulfillment in knowing the past of our country, the past struggles that our ancestors have faced and fought, and it gives me a interest in reading related about history. I think.
So as we roam around the place in Intramuros, we went to Fort Santiago. We were able to interview Sir Harold Dumalan and was able to tell us the story of Intramuros, basically the Fort Santiago, and the important history. And the line that we get to remember is that, based on the interview, is that past is worth remembering. Tama ba?
Yeah. Uh, Guys, again, I am Kyle.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Sammy.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
watching. Bye bye.